Hello and welcome to This Is, where I have a very special guest on the show today, the one and only iJustine. How's it going?
It's going well. I'm very nervous. I'm bad at trivia. I'm so scared.
The thing is, we have tailored this game specifically for you because you are, out of everyone I know, by far the biggest Apple nerd. I feel like looking through these questions, you've got a good shot.
All right, I'm ready. I'm gonna do my best, but sometimes my best might not be good enough, but that's okay.
Well, the good thing is, all you need to do is hit 50% success rate. So we're going to ask you 2 questions per product. First of all, the product name. There's a little bit of wiggle room, so if you're very close, we'll give you the point, but get as close as possible, as well as the year that the device came out, and we are giving you a plus or minus 1 year handicap. So say something came out in 2005, I'll accept 2004 or 2006 as a correct answer.
Okay.
Beyond that, of course, we have our classic This Is wager. If you can get that 50%, then we will tweet whatever it is that you want from our Twitter account. But other than that, are you ready to begin the Who Wants to Be a Mac Smarty Pants? I think we need a better title for this.
You could have done Who Wants to Be a Mac Millionaire. Like, are you kidding me? That was handed to you.
We already did that one. We're in a pending lawsuit.
Yeah, we've been told we can't say Who Wants to Be a Rich Person or whatever that show is called. We're not allowed to say no.
That's true. Okay, who wants to be a... I'll think about it.
Okay, all right. Let's begin with question number 1.
Is this the...
While you're thinking about it, keep in mind, there's no time limit. Think about it as long as you want. Walk us through your thought process. And just keeping in mind that you have 10 questions, you do have 1 lifeline available, which is Phone a Ken.
At first I wanted to say it was the Lisa, but it definitely isn't because I feel like the Lisa only had like 1 little like drive on it. So it's not that. Well, maybe I don't know if there was like 2 different versions because this basic setup kind of looks like the Apple Lisa without that whatever is on top of it. I'm actually not sure what that is. And then the Lisa I feel like only had 1 drive. I'm just gonna say the Lisa 1983. I don't think it is, but it looks like it.
iJustine, you have dazzled audiences for many, many years with your wonderful Apple knowledge. And on question number 1, your gut was 100% right. This is, in fact, the very first 1983 Lisa. Congratulations.
Wait, really? Oh my God!
You almost talked yourself out of that one. So I think what you're thinking about, the Lisa 2 only had 1 disk drive, but the original Lisa actually did ship like this.
Okay, so because I was doing research, because all of the ones that I was trying to find, I guess, were the Lisa 2s then on eBay. So those were, this one, I don't even, this was not even showing up.
Officially, Lisa stood for the locally integrated software architecture. Certainly not anyone's daughter or anything.
Okay, sure, Steve, come on now.
All right, well, you're doing good so far, so let's move on to question number 2.
Okay, well, that's obviously the Apple mouse. I mean, this looks exactly like the same mouse that was on the Apple Lisa, but I do feel like they might have had something before that. But I'm just gonna say that life without being able to Google something sucks. I'll just say maybe 82 just to kind of, because maybe it's earlier. Okay, I don't know. It's a freaking mouse. Okay, it's a mouse. It's a clicker. A clicker. I'm just gonna say a mouse 1982.
All right, the Apple clicker mouse. You get 50% points on this. It is, in fact, just the Macintosh mouse. That was the official name of this mouse. But it was made in 1983, which means you still get 50% points.
Oh my goodness.
I was specifically told I cannot accept anything like just the Apple mouse, since obviously that is what it is. But you're still doing good. You're still at 75% points right now.
I will never forget that. If I'm ever on Jeopardy or something, I'll say, what is the Macintosh mouse?
Let's move on to item number 3.
I mean, it looks like one of the first Mac Minis, but it also... I'm gonna need a higher res image, please.
We need more pixels.
This to me looks like the packaging for like an iPod Shuffle, but it also kind of looks like a Mac Mini, like one of the first Mac Minis. And this would have been back around the time that I was on MySpace, if this is a Mac Mini.
Okay, tell me more about MySpace. I think most of the people watching this have never even heard of it.
I ran a scam on MySpace that was actually not a scam. It was kind of like one of those pyramid things where, okay, you get like 10, 15 people to sign up under this affiliate link and then you get something. So I got iPods and then I also got a Mac Mini from this little scam. So it wasn't actually a scam because people were actually getting stuff.
Hey, we all did weird stuff on the internet.
It's true. It's true. I'm going to say 2003.
All right. So for question number 3, is this the 2003 Mac Mini or is it the 2008 Airport Time Capsule, which is the correct answer?
Stupid! I never had that! Gee, this is... God, now everybody knows how old I am!
So this is Apple's very first wireless router. So if you actually look at a photo of it, it actually is similar to the Mac Mini, but it is a little different. That first Mac Mini was actually aluminum, where I believe this was plastic. And it also, the Mac Mini didn't have that little sort of line around the front.
That's crazy. I've actually never used Time Capsule. I never used Time Machine. I never used that at all.
I've only owned, I think I owned an Airport Extreme for a few years there, and that's pretty much it. I never used really any of these, and I've never opened up Time Capsule once. All right, let's move on to question number 4.
Oh, we're in trouble because I actually don't know what this is. I mean, it's obviously some sort of a gaming console, and I feel like this is something that I should know. I'm embarrassed, and I've seen it, but I don't know what it's called. I have no idea.
Well, before you get too far into it, if you think you're going to be wildly off, you could take advantage of your phone again. It is a little bit early in the game, but I'm just saying, like, that is a possibility, especially if you don't think you have a good shot at it. Now would probably be a good time, unless you want to save it for one of the later ones.
Yeah. Okay, let's phone. Let's do it. This is Justine. Hello, I'm phoning you, and I need help. I'm desperate.
I kind of know what this thing is. Kind of.
You kind of know what it is?
It's the Apple Pippin.
Apple Pippin. Oh my gosh. Ah! Yes! Okay. Do you...
But I don't know the year.
No! Time's up!
Oh.
Ah! So I'm gonna say Apple Pippin 1992.
1992 Apple Pippin. Justine, on question number 4, you are 50% correct. It is in fact the Apple Pippin, but it is from 1994, so just outside the window.
I was trying to think in terms of, okay, when was the original Nintendo out? And okay, all right, that's fair.
It actually was basically just a Mac with obviously a game controller. So the idea was it was sort of part PC, part console, and this actually was licensed out. So a lot of these actually were built by Bandai. So essentially it was sort of like a joint collaboration back when Apple were in the wilderness and they were trying anything and everything they could to recapture their former glory. And surprising exactly no one, this didn't sell at all and very few people ever bought one. So not successful. Let's move on to question number 5.
Oh, this looks like one of the first sort of laptops, which they were calling them PowerBooks back in the day. It is so small. That's crazy. It is a PowerBook. I mean, because I feel like that's what they called them up until, oh my God, well, I guess they did switch it to iBook at some point. Oh God, this sucks. Okay, PowerBook G3, 1999. I'm not sure.
Justine, you have an impeccable level of knowledge and specifically a very impressive memory to place yourself in these positions. And you know what? I'm going to give you full points for this one. So this actually came out in 2000, and it is the PowerBook Pismo G3, the very last of the G3 PowerBooks. Congratulations.
God, I thought you were just patronizing me.
No, that was dead on. So this was named after Pismo Beach, California, and it was, of course, the last of the G3 line, but it was the very first PowerBook to have the airport card built in, as well as those ugly clear keys. I think they call them like glass keys or something, even though they were definitely plastic. You are now above the threshold, so you were at 6 of 10. So you're starting to claw your way back up there. So why don't we immediately remove all hope of winning with question number 6?
Oh, wait. Okay, this is the Newton. Well, I'm gonna say this is the Newton because I feel like they did have some other sort of palm type thing, but I don't know. I don't know if, okay. So I'm gonna say the Newton. It was definitely something in the 90s. This is super 90s. I'm gonna go with like 95.
Okay, so the 1995 Apple Newton?
Ish. Give or take a year.
Okay, you literally get give or take 1 year. Okay, so I actually cannot accept the Apple Newton because there were multiple Newton models. Again, like with question 5, there are a couple of addendums to the Newton name. If you can get either of them correct, I will give you points.
I'm gonna say the Newton Pro Max and 96.
For question number 6, I'm sad to say you have 0 points. This is in fact from 1993, and it was the Newton Message Pad 2000. What a terrible name.
93?
So essentially, the Newton was the product sort of name, and the Message Pad 2000 was the actual model. So it ran on Newton OS. It obviously had actually really advanced handwriting recognition for its time. And in fact, the Newton is actually popular enough. They actually had dedicated Newton stores. There were a few of them back in the early 90s. So this was actually a major success for Apple for just a little while in the pre-Steve Jobs, post like Apple being weird era.
Man.
You were correct about the Newton part, but unfortunately there were quite a few Newton models to choose from. The good news is, if I'm doing my math correctly, you are still at 50%. So you're right now at 6 of 12. So you're still in the game, and we're gonna move on to question number 7 now.
Oh my God, it's a freaking projector. Maybe it's a camera. It's a camera. It looks like a camera. That looks like a camera. I was like, this, okay, well, it's like full screen on my thing, so it looks massive. I'm gonna say the Macintosh PowerShot portrait mode 1990. Okay, final answer. Macintosh QuickShot 95. Freaking, I don't know.
Well, I know that you are actually 50% correct. This is from 1994. This was the Apple QuickTake 100, one of the very first consumer digital cameras.
Oh my God! QuickTake.
QuickTake, I believe, is what the feature is called if you're trying to take a photo while recording video, if I remember correctly. But they definitely still do use the QuickTake name in the iPhone today. 7 questions in, you are actually still exactly at 50%.
Well, that's, you know, it's pretty subpar, average. That's what I strive for.
Well, no, all you need is 50%. There's no extra. You don't get any bonus if you get 100%. All you do is hit that 50%. Let's move on to question number 8.
Ooh, okay. I just don't, I'm not quite sure though. Okay, so I mean, I'm gonna say like a Power PC just because that was probably around, let's see. Okay, so I would have been in.
When I was in kindergarten, I think that I used this. Actually, no, you had Macs in the house growing up, didn't you?
We did, that's all we ever had. Okay, so I'm gonna say 92 Mac Power PC. I have absolutely no idea.
Well, I have an idea. You were 50% correct. This is the 1993 Macintosh TV.
What? I was like, what is this freaking remote thing?
You actually, yeah, you were dead on with that. So essentially, it was actually just this sort of weird hybrid. It was basically just one of their Performa 520 PCs, but it had a built-in 14-inch Sony CRT TV. The problem with that was that it pretty much just did input switching. So you could either run it as a TV or you can run it for the PC. The actual fact of it being a quote-unquote TV had nothing to do with it.
Wow. Yeah, it definitely doesn't seem like it's a very user-friendly interface.
No, but fun fact, this was the very first black Macintosh. So if you get 50% of the next 2 questions, since you're exactly even on points right now, you will win the tweet, and nothing at that point can take away from the fact that you would be a This Is winner. However, there is, if you choose to accept, a final bonus question where you can go double or nothing. So I will say nothing more beyond that, but just kind of keep that in the back of your head as we move on to question number 9.
The eMac. Yeah, 2003. Like my family, we had this. Like we had this.
Okay, well that was not very dramatic. You have successfully just won the This Is game. Congratulations. So this is in fact the 2002 eMac, but that is absolutely inside the margin of error. So I'm curious, you guys actually had one of these because as far as I know, they were for the education market.
My mom is a teacher. So yes, so that's why we've had Macs in our house pretty much from the beginning, because she always had the education discount. So yeah, oh my God, this is great.
That was very well played. So you now are, without a doubt, a This Is winner. But if you would like, you can take our double or nothing bonus question at the end. If you can get it 100% right, no handicap, you will trade your This Is tweet for a full 30-second ad spot on This Is, where we will say literally whatever you want. However, if you do not get that final question 100% correct, you walk away with nothing besides the honorary title of being a This Is winner. So you don't have to decide right now. You still have one more question, but those are the stakes. So why don't we move on to question number 10 and potentially the final one.
It looks like WALL-E. Like it kind of has like a real WALL-E look to it, which kind of makes sense because it was Pixar. Oh God, I think this might actually be the 2C because I also have one of these. I mean, it's 84, 85. I'm not sure, so I'm gonna say, because it's definitely not 83. So if I say 85, it could potentially be 86, but I'm gonna say 85, just to be sure.
Justine, I'm not even gonna mess with you. You got that 100% correct. It is in fact the 1984 Apple IIc, which means that you obviously just completely nailed that sort of bonus question. So essentially, this was Apple's first attempt at a quote-unquote portable computer that could be quote-unquote easily moved from place to place. You definitely turned that one around in a big way. So now that you are very clearly a This Is winner, the real question is this. Are you ready to risk it all and go double or nothing for our bonus round where you have 0 handicap to get this final item correct? Or do you want to walk away with your This Is tweet, your glorious fake This Is winner trophy, and call it a day?
I mean, I'm gonna walk away. You think I'm crazy? Why would I risk it all when I've already just proven my subpar knowledge of the Apple genre?
Fair enough. So you are absolutely a This Is winner. Congratulations.
Thank you. Could I see what the question is anyway? Just to see?
Absolutely can take the question anyway. So just for fun, why don't we take a look at the final bonus question?
Oh, thank God I didn't risk it all, because I'm actually not sure.
Okay, do you want to take a guess at what this is?
Oh my God, it's like a Bose speaker. That's cool. A nice little integration there. I really am not sure. I'm not sure what this is.
Well, I'm glad you took your victory because this is actually the 20th anniversary Macintosh from 1997.
Ah.
So this was a really rare Mac. They only made 12,000 of them and they cost $7,500 each, which is about $12,000 in today's money.
I mean, clearly that integration with Bose, I mean, at least it probably sounded great.
Yeah, and you can see like the sides were pretty much all speakers. It was that sort of weird sort of brown color, but they were so rare. They literally only had 3 service locations in the entire world. And fun fact, because Matt made me say this, the only place where you could get them serviced in the US was in Rochester, where he's from. He made me say that. I don't care. I don't care about that.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, I'm glad I didn't risk it all.
You have shown not only impeccable knowledge of Apple products, but also an excellent sense of when to stop. So really, the big question we have now, do you have a tweet for us? We will tweet whatever it is that you want. Matt is very helpfully handing me the phone. You don't have to decide right now, by the way. You can decide to give us the tweet later. But if you have something ready, we'll tweet it literally the second if you want.
Well, it's probably going to be something about what an incredible editor I am and how you guys are hiring me, and maybe a little dig to Linus here, you know, the Linus crew and Terrence. So I need to craft it, but it's definitely
craft away. Do you want to do it right now, or do you just want to send it to me?
No, I'm gonna have to send it to you because I might have to edit a little video to go along with this. I don't know if that's like a part of it, but you know, it's a tweet.
Absolutely. Tweet a video and text, whatever it is that you want. Justine, thank you very much for being on. Where can people find you on the internet besides MySpace?
Justine everywhere. And now I stream on Twitch and we started a podcast. A lot of stuff has happened during the pandemic. I'm just really exploring all avenues.
Very, very exciting. Well, congratulations. And if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe not only to Justine, but also here on This Is for lots more exciting game shows where we barely actually make it to the end without spoiling the answers. I'm going to put the cards down now.